Oh, shit. No, we're not doing that, right? Surely not.
I think we're out.
Ben? Let's get to it.
Oh!
Okay, Ben, I hear you. All right, Ben just hit us with the, I didn't think you were a baby. Ben just instantly went down there.
I'm down.
Oh, shit. Over the last 4 years, my girlfriend has faced many of the trials and tribulations the gaming world has to offer. And at the heart of her climb to the top was conquering every Souls-like I could throw at her.
I beat him! I beat him! I beat him!
Whether she's realized it or not, I've curated the ultimate co-op partner.
Whoa. Dark Souls door open!
Almost poetically, with Elden Ring Nightreign on the horizon, it seemed like all that hard work was about to pay off. But oh, how naive we were.
So now the bosses spawn. What the hell? There's 3?
When From announced a multiplayer game, we felt like it was made for us. But what neither of us saw coming was that in order to play together, we were gonna have to bring along some third wheels with us.
Did I revive my friend? Oh, I did. I think my hammer's pretty good at hitting people.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you want to party with me, I'll be bringing along my secret weapon. Unlike the other Souls journeys she's been on in the past, this one did not begin the way she's used to.
Condemned, I welcome you to the Round Table Hold.
Thank you.
Which is to say that with no character creation, we're off to a rocky start.
So Y and left trigger the character skill, and that's depending on
Right.
what each person is.
The saving grace being, we could at least get right into it.
I don't know if I have any character skills at the moment.
I don't have any character skills in general.
We don't have any skills.
We don't do that here. So, if you're out of the loop, or just not a big Souls fan, Nightreign is the new hot thing on the block for all of us gaming masochists from Software. It breaks from the traditional Souls formula and plays as more of a roguelike than a traditional RPG. Girl has notoriously hated playing roguelikes, especially with me. But since this is a Souls-like, I figured this might be a chance where she finds a new love for them.
So is it kind of like in Isaac where you like start at the beginning and then you find like weapons and you make a build as you go?
I guess, yeah.
Huh.
Usually, it's the thought of starting fresh each time that gets her down, because progression and incremental growth of her character tends to be a big part of what she finds fun. Since Nightreign is more of an offshoot than a standalone game, I hope her experience as an already more than capable Tarnished gives her some extra momentum while she's learning.
Ooh.
So look at Taryn go!
Go.
This girl plays Souls. At the bare minimum, if she goes in and has even an ounce of fun, we'll at least be one step closer to getting her to play Hades someday.
I think I was correct that if I don't have to dodge bullets, I'm doing okay on a on a roguelike.
So, like I already mentioned, one of the ways this game breaks from what she's used to is that you pick from 6 playable characters who each fall into the different build archetypes from the base game.
God, because like I feel like, is this like heavy? Why can't I be this, but like look like these two?
Being a heavy user through and through, we all agreed that Raider would be her man for her Nightreign journey, because he's the heavy weapons expert.
I mean, this looks kind of like a unicorn hammer. I'm into it.
Dual-wielding giant hammers is essentially my girlfriend's love language, but surprisingly, she had a hard time with Raider. Here's what I think happened.
Oh, we're leaving, okay.
They say you have to crawl before you can walk, but in Nightreign, your first steps better be a dead sprint.
Look at how cool we are! I feel like we're playing Valheim.
Much of the strategy in this game is in the route you take rather than the skills you have.
Oh, I'm falling!
And things feel hectic because of the way the map works.
Okay, are we checking out? Like, I think we're... Stop running away. I think we're checking out this camp.
I'm running.
No, we're checking out this camp.
I'm running, Taryn. After dropping in, you've got to power up before making a stand through the night.
So we don't fight this. Okay, are we leaving?
We can't fight him yet. Okay. Lesson learned. We're just going to bail.
Bayle!
Bayle! Curse you, Bayle! And all the while, the safe area is gradually closing in on you.
Oh, so I see. So this is like the circly, And I have to stay inside this, right?
Even a pro is going to have a hard time if they fall behind the level curve, and every second wasted is less time you have before the circle closes in on you.
Oh! The wall is closing in. Oh! It's outrunning me. I got.
With the absence of a horse, the characters have all been given a surge sprint, which easily outpaces Torrent.
Oh! There is a lot of...
What just
No!
happened? There's not?
No!
Oh, shit. Okay. Not only that, but in order to ascend the cliffs, characters can now wall jump up ledges.
I feel like I'm moving like a ninja, but I look like a Viking.
This is all well and good, but for whatever reason, my girlfriend could not wrap her head around the raider being this fast and agile.
I'm a Viking ninja, Nick.
I can see that. Seeing this hulking guy break into a surge sprint before leaping up a cliff face completely shattered her reality and hurt her soul's brain.
Okay, I'm running.
We're hauling ass, Taryn. She's used to a slow, methodical game.
Okay, I'm getting the riposte. I got it. Juicy.
Oh, that's huge. Good stuff, Taryn girl. Patiently dodging and waiting for those punishing windows to open up to do some big damage.
The repost was so good. Thank you, boy. You have distracted the tree sentinel.
My lady. My shield.
You have been my shield, which means I can be a great spear.
I've become a great shield. That's all well and good, but keep in mind we're trying to stay out of the rain over here.
Follow the Komodo dragon, Nick.
Follow the Komodo. Her slower and more methodical style of play ended up being more of a hindrance than a help because aside from being left behind, she was also getting lost. Stick to Highlander.
Yeah, I got lost. Wait. Oh, wait, I can...
I'm here. Forget girl, let's just go. I'm feeling the pressure. Since we've been streaming this all week, we had the benefit of our third wheelers routing things out.
Nick, Highlander has already unlocked a character, so he knows a thing or two about a thing or two.
I respect Highlander, Taryn. I understand Highlander has the high ground here. They'd pin something, and we'd beeline it for the location. Easier said than done, though, as girlfriend's natural predator is maps.
I forgot I had a map.
All of this is to say, she usually takes Souls-likes at her own pace, but with the threat of the rain, I could tell she was feeling overwhelmed.
Where did you go, and how did you get there?
We jumped one of those, like, horse spring step things.
Oh! I thought that was part of the wall that was closing in. Okay. I'm learning.
So with that being said, she decided to do some practice off-stream so she could be more of a help than a hindrance. Coincidentally, while setting up, she ended up discovering a new character.
Now I'm ready to get my hands dirty.
I unlocked a secret character? That's so cool.
With the excitement of unlocking a new person to play as, a blonde one no less, my girlfriend decided to take her for a spin and see what she was all about.
We'll slay this Night Lord yet.
She did some rounds with random matchmaking and quickly figured out that she wasn't as bad at the game as she thought. It turns out our chatters are all just incredibly cracked players.
I just like playing as Duchess because they're like, she had to at least have done something to get Duchess.
The main way to communicate with your teammates is by pinning a location and voting to go there.
Guys, are we sure this is what we want to be doing? I really would like another flask. This guy hits like crazy. Let's, run? Yeah? Okay, I'm just dead. I'm over it.
She was used to following the pins like they were the law with our chat, but she quickly realized that not all pinners are created equally.
Where are you going, sir? I don't know if Lemon knows. They either have a master strat or they don't have they don't know what they're doing.
The good news is that it gave her an opportunity to take the lead.
I feel like we should go there. I am now pinning, Nick.
With enough practice, she eventually paired up with a group that was able to make it all the way with her and defeat her first Night Lord.
We're going in. This was my first one! I earned that shit.
There are 8 total Night Lords to defeat, and after defeating the first one, you unlock the rest. What's nice is this means you can tackle them in whichever order you like. Not only that, but you only need to defeat 4 to unlock the final boss and complete the game.
The Night Lord yet lives.
What?
Although the bosses are all so much fun, we were told it wasn't worth skipping any, so we decided to just do them all in order and save the best for last. Real quick, chat, like we've got 4 to choose from here. Gaping Jaw,
Here, while you talk about that, I'm gonna use the rest.
Equilibrious Beast, Dark Drift Knight, and Fissure in the Fog. How we feeling? Do Jaw and save the best for last or something? Oh, so you're telling me go do the awful one and save the dragon. One of my favorite things has to be the non-verbal communication with the pinging system. I know there's been a lot of conversation about whether the game should have comms or something, but I wouldn't change it myself. The creative ways we communicate, whether it be through prattling pates, ping spamming, or the classic repeatedly blocking while running a circle, is frankly all part of the fun.
Is Nut still here, Nick?
Oh,
I don't
he's
think
showing.
we're
Look, I think
going.
he left. He left. He doesn't want to fight the Magmorn. Okay. I see you, Nut. Bayle. Yes, we've got the Giga Chads who are able to type in chat while fighting the boss and picking us up repeatedly, but some of the best moments come about just trying to decipher what the other player's trying to tell us. Oh shit, no, we're not doing that, right? Surely not.
I think we're out.
Ben? Let's get to it. Okay, Ben, I hear you. All right, Ben just hit us with the, I didn't think you were a baby. Okay. So, let's get to it. Is a dropped item for me or for girl? Are you pinging that because you want me to attack it or stay away from it? Am I following you or are you following me? Taryn's in a comedy skit over here. What's happening to Taryn? I don't
know.
understand. There's just enough stream delay that we can't really rely on the chat for help, and they can't hear what we say in real time. Regardless, some truly glorious moments have come about thanks to miscommunication amongst the team, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Not gonna lie, when Ben hit me with the,
Let's get to it.
that had to have been the best moment of the stream. You didn't even mean to do that, Ben. That's the funny thing, is because you did that, Taryn and I went in guns blazing. That was an accident. That makes it even funnier.
That's so funny.
Let's get to it. While I'm at it, I'll take the opportunity to share that our entire Nightreign playthrough was done over on Twitch. We opened ourselves up to help from our lovely viewers, and it was a tremendously fun time. If you're interested in participating in future playthroughs like this, be sure to stop by the channel and leave us a follow. To be honest, if you're watching this anywhere close to the release of the video, there's a good chance we're playing right now. So maybe even stop in and play around as a third wheel.
Run!
Get the hell out of there! Oh, poor Shadow. Shadow! Very quickly, it became a big competition between viewers to see who'd be a part of one of our winning runs on a new Night Lord.
Nick, focus. Do I get you guys up or do I go for him?
Just go for him. Just go for him. Oh, just go for him. I'm up. I'm up. I have the stone. I had the stone. Go for him. Go for him. The stone, Taryn. You're doing great, Taryn. You're doing great. Yes! Yeah! Let's go, team.
Shadow, we did it!
Let's go. Oh, yeah. The vast majority of these bosses have exploitable weaknesses, and ideally you want to try and find weapons and gear on a run that gives you an edge in the final battle. Yo, we've got a burb? It's Nut Dude! Let's go. It's Nut Dude.
The golden burb.
My confidence just swelled. In true roguelike fashion, unfortunately, sometimes you just get unlucky and can't manage to pull a build together that works. But other times, we're our own worst enemy. My girlfriend's famous maneuver was to occasionally leave behind amazing equipment for the Duchess because she didn't know any better or was going too fast.
Axe of Godric.
Since the Duchess is a spell sword, the weapons and incantations that are good for her are all pretty foreign to our leading lady. Whenever you clear a mini-boss or area, you're given the option between 3 rewards, usually weapons or passive stat increases. Yeah, Taryn pulling 3 legendaries is like classic girlfriend luck, right?
I have no idea what's going on.
No idea what to do with it.
Yeah, I'm like, you're like, go for the golden!
Since my girlfriend doesn't know what dex and int weapons are considered good, she'll often opt for the passive upgrades, so she at least gets some benefit from an area clear. Did Taryn miss Rivers of Blood?
Huh?
Oh no.
What's Rivers of Blood?
She missed Rivers of Blood.
What is Rivers of Blood?
It's a really good katana.
Well, how
Well,
am
she
I
has
supposed to
Black
know?
Knife Tish. She'll
I
be
was
fine.
supposed to
She
be
has
using a
Tish's
katana.
Black Knife. That'll be fine. It's just a katana. No, don't sweat it, Tarny. It's not your fault.
But it is.
It's a fast-paced thing. Poor girl doesn't know when the game's handing her a gift though, as she had to ask if taking the Blade of Melania was a good idea because she already had one. As if dual-wielding waterfowl dances wasn't the coolest thing ever.
Should I have 2 Melania hands?
Yeah, don't dual-wield them, Taryn, dual-wield them.
Okay.
Misbegottens are getting absolutely annihilated. Taryn's dual-wielding Melania swords. She also apparently left behind Black Knife Tish's dagger, and we only realized it later because I was trying to figure out what the chat was losing their minds over. She had the choice of Black Knife but didn't take it. It would have been so good.
When?
Each character has a skill and an ultimate ability, both of which work on a cooldown. Anytime something operates on cooldown instead of charge, it becomes a delicate balance of having it for when you need it, but not wasting opportunities to use it by sitting on a full charge.
Same as my my ability accountability.
Ability. My girlfriend was constantly getting flack for not using her abilities, but mostly it just came down to too good to use syndrome. Main skills, you usually want to use every chance they come off cooldown because the game is a big race against the clock. My girlfriend's skill, Restage, is a useful ability that will reenact what just happened from moments before and to some extent duplicate the damage that was dealt. When used strategically, it can be a potent tool, but when spammed thoughtlessly, it still helps the team. So in a way, it was perfect skill for her. I will say though, as she got more comfortable with the game, her restages became more and more effective in battle. The ultimate ability in particular can feel like the one that's too good to use because it's a powerful offensive tool, but also your best support option for getting up teammates. Not to mention, it takes a long time to recharge after use. Okay, Yul pops up, let's go.
Good work, good work.
For my girlfriend, it was a constant debate of whether to not have it when she needed it or to not use it when she could have had another by now. I'm helping him up.
Okay. You're invisible.
Help. Oh, I don't think I am. I was not invisible. One of the big reasons she loved the Duchess was because of how circumstantial her ultimate was. Finale is her move, and it hides her and nearby allies from enemies for a short time. Her main use case for Finale was when both members of her squad went face down in the sand and needed pickup because it would give her some breathing room to hit them without having to worry about dodging.
It's okay, I'm going invisible. Back.
Speaking of, something I haven't gotten a chance to touch on is the way reviving teammates works.
Look at Matt! He's saving my ass! Look at this! Oh, Matt is now down. Well, that was really exciting while... Okay, B is now down. I'm losing a lot of levels.
When your buddy goes down, you've got to do what any sensible companion would do and start swinging at them without remorse. No! No! Stay away from him! Get him up, get him up, get him up, get him up, get him up. I know that corporal punishment has been retired from most schools, but I gotta tell you, in Nightreign, it's a hell of a good motivator. Oh, Biggest, I appreciate the effort. Save yourself, Biggest.
The shield.
Oh, Biggest. What a pro play from Biggest. That was a big moment from Biggest. Being the designated team mom in all night raids, when a teammate goes down, nothing matters to Taryn but getting them back on their feet. Whoa, he's got like aspects of the Crucible? What's happening? It's funny how it took years to train the R1 spam out of her, but as soon as she goes from swinging it at friend instead of foe, all of that discipline flies right out the window. My girlfriend gets the biggest tunnel vision when a friendly goes down, and the boss may as well not even exist until she gets them back to fighting gold. Am I the only one who finds it funny she's quite literally kicking me while I'm down? Avoid anything that's blue. Yeah, that's good advice. Everything is blue in there. Exactly the point, Sam. This dragon is weak to fire, though, not lightning. What the hell, From? Dragons are supposed to be weak to lightning. What did Gwyn die for? Now that the stage has been set, I guess it's time to finally break the fourth wall with you all and talk about how this game slowly drove a wedge between boy and girl. Taryn's face... I think the next one is gonna be just boys' night because Taryn looks a little tapped out.
I think I was tapped out like 3 runs ago.
But before that, speaking of fourth wall, the long-requested Boy Meets Girl merch shop is finally up and running. If you're interested in supporting boy and girl while rocking some insanely comfy clothes, then boymetgirl.shop is the perfect place to look. We've got 2 absolutely killer designs for you to choose from, and you can't go wrong with either one. Having been out of town last week, it felt like I had a piece of home with me because my Boy Meets Girl hoodie never left my side. My favorite pick has to be the retro design on a black hoodie, while Taryn's favorite is the battle ready with the light blue hoodie. If you're interested in getting closer with the community, we've got a channel set up in the Discord where you can share your favorites and chat with Taryn and I. We always love being able to extend a personal thank you for your support. With that, I guess it's time to get into the section of the video my girlfriend has dubbed Boy Leaves Girl.
Pure
Okay,
madness.
I'm disbanding Taryn and I'm squatting up with the
Kicking
boys.
me out.
Get out of here, girl.
Bye.
We unfortunately suffered a record-breaking heat wave during the weekend we were playing this, and sadly, our office of all places is the one room that doesn't have any AC. Did that stop us? Of course not. Well, I guess that's only half true. The better half of the Boy Meets Girl team couldn't stand the heat, and one too many deaths to the goat demon later, girlfriend was at her limit. Some nights, girlfriend gets put in a cage, and date night is for the boys. Unfortunately, my girlfriend put an embargo on the boys' night edit since the video is supposed to be about her journey. Good news though, you can find the full sequence over on Girl Meets Boy, as well as the VODs from our Nightreign adventure if you missed watching them live. This will be a little secret, okay? We're not gonna tell Taryn this, but this will be here for the duration of the run. What do we think? We're gonna have Tarny in the cage. Girlfriend was understandably a little pissed off that I went and cleared 2 bosses without her, but what was she gonna do about it? Well,
If one of these enemies looks at me wrong, I will keel over and die.
No, I was coming.
Oh no, I was trying.
No, it's fine.
It's I just don't.
Yeah.
Then your
Sorry, we
ultimate's
gotta
on the
run.
way.
The goo is coming.
The goo is coming.
Yes.
And
Frederick,
this
sorry.
is Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Whoa!
He's coming back.
Oh, run away! Run away!
Tommy.
Oh, I'm back. Thank you.
Did Sebastian get you, my boy?
Sebastian got
No
you.
way.
Sebastian was a good
My
boy.
sweet baby boy. Thank you so much for the res.
Of course. Oh, I am now down.
Oh my god,
goo
this is
is
so much
I'm
damage.
leaving you guys.
Please do.
Get out of here.
Oh my god, I am out of healing and very scared. Let's get it. It's happening! It's happening!
Oh Jesus.
Where did he go?
No way.
Oh my god, they're on me!
Hell hath no fury like an angry girlfriend.
Raph, I thought you were an enemy.
Oh, I get that a lot.
No.
My girlfriend, the social butterfly that she is, had no issues assembling a Night Lord hit squad of badass ladies to join her for girls' night.
Where we dropping, girls?
I had a business trip to make in the middle of the week, so it kind of lined up perfectly. My girlfriend reached out to her 2 friends, Hollie and Wraff, to send a couple rounds in my absence.
So I am still learning about routing. I am never the router, but I've been taking notes from the people who are the routers.
I will happily do
Whoa.
routing, but it's not... it may take us into some chaotic situations, but that'll be fun.
I love that even more.
The girls got up to some fun, and chaos ensued.
All is well.
We're running.
Run swiftly
Oh, I forgot
into
you
the
can jump.
circle.
Heal, heal, heal.
Oh my lord.
Oh shit.
I forgot I'm really squishy.
Perhaps most important of all, though, grinding raids with her girlfriends earned her a lot of merc, which she's been saving for some important purchases.
I feel like Dawn looks pretty Lady Maria-esque.
Let me level with you for a second. Beating the Souls boss because she's stubborn? It sounds about right. Beating the Souls boss because Boy did it and she refuses to be one-upped? It checks out. Beating the Souls boss because it earns you currency to purchase cosmetic outfit changes? No force in the universe quite compares to my girlfriend's hunger for customization.
I'm actually just rocking like pretty much her default skin because I
Yeah.
love the flower crown. It's so beautiful.
The
Like,
flower crown and like the veil. I feel like I totally would do things like that as a kid.
I feel so seen.
And she was more than happy to grind Merc with the ladies and leave the rest of us in boys' night twiddling our thumbs.
Yup, just girly things. I'm
It's just
telling
girly
you.
things, yeah.
Seriously.
Like the Montagues and Capulets of old, we both separated into factions led by star-crossed lovers, feuding over the coveted grace of gold and refusing to work together.
This is so fine.
I have no Estes. We're chilling.
Hell yeah.
Estes is a crutch.
Oh my god.
Am I
I'm
right,
So
gamers?
annoying.
I'm like, I don't need Estes.
Unfortunately for me, as it turns out, the girls were having way more fun than the boys were.
The girls' night is more fun.
Girls' night is way more fun.
Totally unbiased opinion, yes.
The reality is, this is just one of those games where working on the video is so much harder than usual because all I want to do is play more. It's especially bad when I'm sitting here writing this and listening to her having a blast with her friends in the other room.
Oh my god, girl. Girl.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, not like this.
Not like this.
Pretty much the only thing helping me get this done is knowing we'll be streaming it more later this week. In the end, we decided to come together and finish the game the way we started it, as a team. And the big pressing question was who is going to come along for the ride. Trust
the
me,
Alpha.
Alpha would not be doing this if he didn't want us to win. But the way Alpha's gonna get us to win is by dragging our limp corpses across the finish line. Okay?
I was like, I'm gonna make this dragon my
Like,
bitch.
Nut is all about protecting the flock. Alpha is about grappling to victory, regardless of our consciousness. Earlier, I talked about how viewers were making it a competition to see which of them could claim the titles of the different Night Lords. On Boys' Night, Highlander and Sammy got to split the title of Beast. Shadow became the Jaw. Sam, the Augur. And with the slaying of that dragon, Alpha quite literally became the Winter Soldier. Yeah! Woo! Alpha.
Alpha came
I
to
knew
win.
when I saw you that we were gonna win. Among all the titles, the most coveted one of all was undoubtedly that of the final boss, and everyone was vying for the title of the true Night Lord. It's always a free-for-all and first come, first serve, but when we loaded up the lobby for our first attempt and saw our burb and shining armor, we knew we had a shot. Oh, let's go! Let's go!
The final showdown? The final showdown?
I've never been so excited for a run.
Yeah.
Nut, dude. Thanks, Nut.
Stop shooting my boyfriend.
Oh, thank you, Nut. Huge. And thank you, Taryn. Well,
Ha ha ha!
oh no. Fuck.
Nice, nice.
Blast is a lot less cool than the Nameless King. Nice one, Nut.
Double repose. Double repose.
My god. He's flying.
The final good.
I hope I win. Yeah, me too, Nut. Oh, there he is. He's over there.
Ooh.
Holy shit, we're shredding.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
but he's a little spooky.
Oh, he's fighting back. Okay.
He clipped me. Jesus Christ, there's no... This has a second phase, doesn't it?
This screams second
Oh, get away
phase.
from it, Tara. This definitely has a second phase. Holy guacamole.
What's going
There's
on?
no way that was it. Oh my god! Oh, he's hungry for Terry.
Oh.
Look at it.
What's
I
going
feel like
on?
backing off for some reason.
Uh-huh. I feel like rolls.
Oh, that dude needs our help. Yo, is that the Moonlight Greatsword, Taryn?
That's
Oh
amazing.
my god.
I'm down.
I got her. I don't got her. No!
Oh, I'm up.
Nut, save yourself. Damn it. Oh. Thanks, Nut. Holy shit.
He's going.
Shit!
Woo.
Got him.
Nice.
Let's go, Nut. We still have need of your services. Our shining paladin.
Just breathe, Tiny. Just breathe.
Your unwavering loyalty. Nice.
Nice.
Nice repost.
Oh.
Terran is dodging like a queen right now.
He's floating. Oh,
I don't
God.
like this. Oh, we rolled it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Oh.
Ouch. Oh, I'm down. Good work.
I'm helping.
Okay, I'm up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm down again.
Oh, shit.
Thank you. Good dodging, Nick.
Oh, God. Get her up, Nut. We can do this.
Oh, he's on you, Nut.
Nut. Oh. Have faith in boy. Woo.
Nice.
Do this. Nice, Nut. Oh. Nice.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work, team. Taryn, the ult! The ult! Yes!
Get Nut Dude up!
Let's go. Where's Nut Dude?
Right here!
Woo! Oh my god. What a cracked team of players. His wings may be broken, but he helped us soar, truly earning himself the title of Nut Lord. Along with Nut Dude, I've got to thank all the third wheelers who helped us along the way. This entire game felt like an addendum on the folks who criticize people for summoning help on boss fights. Almost as if to say, look at how much fun this is as a group. I've never had as much fun in a boss fight as I have with these Night Lords, and the collaborative efforts to bring down the boss is right at the heart of the fun. To me, it feels even better picking my friends back up than it does landing a riposte, and I think that says it all. It feels good working together and having each other's backs. Ooh. With the night quelled and the dawn within reach, my girlfriend's reign comes to a close.
Dawn! Oh! It's dawn! Praise the sun!
But before she shuts the game down for the night, chat asked her to check the changing room mirror one more time.
Black leather. Is this Patches? Oh my god! Sigurd! Oh, is this Artorias? Yeah, that's Artorias. Oh! Oh, I see.
We've still got plenty of outfits to unlock now that the Dark Souls skins are available, so if you have the game on PC and want to join us, we're running races between Team Boy and Team Girl using the dual setup, and you won't want to miss out. Oh, are we getting cocky, guys?
Gonna bite you in the ass.
Uh-oh. I want to extend a huge thank you to all our patrons for supporting us, and an especially big thank you goes out to our sixth wheelers. Daniel Rogers, Gizmo, Isaac Vogan, David Webb, Mace, Albino the Infernape, Gray is Sleepy, Shaneboy 1888, and Cerberus. The Night Lord may be defeated, but the reign won't be over until she's unlocked all her favorite outfits.
Whoa! I want to do that. How the hell did you do that?
Look at her down there. Taryn's gonna end up falling off. Oh, she made it.
Hi.